I'm sure many people have commented on Marjorie Taylor Greene this morning. The woman never ceases to amaze me with her bizarre approaches to things. This reaction of a journalist asking questions, which is, of course, a journalist's job, is utterly bizarre. Let's have a quick watch of it.
Anybody else?
Should the defence secretary?
What country are you? Wait, what country are you
From
from?
the UK.
Okay, we don't give a crap about your opinion and your report.
You can see the immense style and wit and elegance and elan there of Marjorie Taylor Greene, a woman who representing America there at its finest. We don't give a crap, and people wonder about why the Trump administration is viewed with such disdain.
Why don't you go back to your country where you have a major migrant problem?
Okay,
And you no.
What's that got to do with the question she asked? We also have major problems with issues like Rachel Reeves and her tax reforms, or we have major issues with loads of other things. It's amazing how Marjorie Taylor Greene cannot simply answer the question and wanders off the point.
No, you should care about your own
Okay,
borders.
do you care
no,
about-
She should care about her own borders. I think when you have a scandal where basically operational details on a military matter, which could impact the lives of service personnel, are wandering around on basically being shared in a way that they've come to light as they have over the last few days, that's slightly problematic. Instead, Marjorie Taylor Greene chooses to go into a rant that sort of looks, well, just ever so slightly inelegant.
No. Let me tell you something. Do you care about people from your country? What about all the women that are raped?
Yes, obviously I care about people from my country. What's the
Migrants.
Do you care
No,
about-
by migrants. No.
what have they got to do with the question? This woman is increasingly idiotic.
Do you care? Okay, you're
Do
done.
you care about
not-
American lives
no.
being put at risk?
You know what? I don't
about
care. I
service
don't.
members fighting for your country.
I don't care about
and
your
vice
fake news.
president
Do you have
and
a
your
relevant
defense
question?
secretary?
Yeah, this.
In other words, we won't answer journalists that we don't like. Basically, Trump's administration is becoming ever more and more a controlled sort of world where journalists who ask questions that aren't liked are just basically shut down. And this is becoming very much a reflection of certain regimes. I'm sure people can remember where access to information was controlled in this way. And it's quite worrying. Quite worrying indeed. Journalists exist to ask awkward questions. It's their job. And politicians should be asked awkward questions. And if they can't keep their cool under them and can't answer them politely, or at least at the very much say no comment and wander on, they shouldn't really be there. If this is the best they can do and scream like a frustrated sort of harridan, it's really, what are they doing there? Are these the people you want to represent your country, America?
It's an American journalist. Thank you.
I'm American, and I'd like to hear your answer.
And not all American journalists are going to ask you pleasant questions either, Marjorie, but I'm sure you've got a hand-picked team of people who will.
What she's asking.
I'm not answering her question
All right.
because I don't care about her network. If you would like to ask,
Of course you don't care about a network because she's asking you awkward questions, Marjorie.
I can
Do you
answer.
have any concerns whatsoever about the complete disregard of operational security from the top level of this administration?
You want to know about complete disregard about operational security?
Well, yeah, I would do. If I was an American, and especially if I had, say, kids serving in the military, or if I had served in it myself, I might just be a bit concerned about the issue.
You should talk about the Biden administration, how they
The Biden administration isn't there anymore, Marjorie. Hello, Marjorie. Tappy tappy on heady heady. It's not there. Huh?
ripped our borders open to terrorist, cartel,
Did the Biden administration engage in this particular issue? Is it responsible for it? No. This is amazing. It's the amazing stupidity of the way this issue has been dealt with. If this is the best spokesperson that the White House can throw out, well, we're a long way. I've lived through a number of US presidents, And people thought that Reagan was a bit of a joke or Bush. But compared to this, they were models of Zen-like calm and statesmanship. This is absolutely ludicrous.
Child sex trafficking, human trafficking, and drug trafficking across our borders for 4 years. The Trump administration is doing a great job, and I stand by their
statements. And none of that was under discussion. This is amazing, like wonder off the point stuff.
I stand by their statements. My comment to you is I'm thankful to President Trump that he is leading us out of wars, that he's ending the war in Ukraine, where America...
Is he? Can't see any sign of it yet. Donald told us the war would be over in 24 hours. That's a long effing 24 hours, Donald.
American lives could have been killed if Joe Biden was still president today.
But Joe Biden isn't President, Marjorie. You might as well say me, Marcus Murphy, were I president of the US, which I couldn't be, of course, as I'm not a US citizen, but let's just assume a hypothetical situation where I could be. It's completely irrelevant. Basically, Marjorie wanders off into non sequitur after non sequitur.
Whether he liked it or not. We're talking about NPR and PBS today. We're talking about fake news that was funded with federal funding from American taxpayers. That's what this is about today, not journalists from the UK that share.
If this is the best that America can produce and the best they can do when asked hard questions, it's worrying. America can do a heck of a lot better than this. I remember Bush, as I say, and although he wasn't perfect by any means, I can't imagine his administration reacting like this. And I can't imagine people like Marjorie Taylor Greene screaming at cameras popping up in his administration. This is absolutely ludicrous. This woman goes from... She's undescribable. I'm not quite sure why she's there at all. She seems to be just there to be a screaming sort of little fury talking rubbish. But this seems to be the popular mode that seems to be admired by, sadly, many Americans. And sadly, an increasing number of British people who seem to think that actually talking rationally about a subject or addressing the point isn't the way to do it. Oh, but if that's the mode we're going to have, I can't see that we're going to improve anything. And I also cannot see Donald ending the war in Ukraine in 24 hours, where he may think he will, but I think Donald will find that that's simply not going to happen.